Peace, family. Welcome back to another video with Credit Healing LLC. We'll answer all of your questions concerning the comments. Now, today, the topic that I want to discuss is what is the difference between the different scores that I have? So you may say, hey, well, look, on creditchecktotal.com, I have my score is a 650, 670. And when I go to get a loan from the bank or an auto loan, etc., my score is actually a 620 or 610, etc. What is the difference? Why are my scores different why they're lower when I go to this particular creditor, but online is actually a different score? It's actually a good question. Now, you may say, okay, well, which one is correct? And the answer to that is neither, but both. And this is why. Because they have different scoring models. So there's like a Vantage scoring system, and there's a FICO score system. And the FICO scoring system has actually updated, which we'll talk about that at a later time. But the different scoring systems, and they don't follow by necessarily the same rules to look at a person's credit worthiness. So most of the mortgage companies, and if you're going to get a loan, such as the banks, they use the FICO scoring system. So that's why when you look online, many of the companies, such as privacyguard.com, etc., they use the Vantage scoring system. Now, the difference of the score is basically how they determine what your score is based on a certain set of standards and rules. Now, so you don't have to be necessarily concerned about what your credit score is or in terms of the difference between the credit scores, because each company, they pay money to be able to different companies to look at a person's credit score. So you can't necessarily say that, well, my score is this or my score is that per se. It all depends on the lender or the company that you're using to determine what your credit score is. So that all depends on the company and what they prefer. Now, what you should do is you should look at the risk. So look at the risk factors. That's how you determine your credit worthiness. So if you're using a company and you're trying to look up your credit scores, what happens is that it's going to show certain risk factors. They may say, okay, well, you have too many hard inquiries. Your debt to credit ratio is pretty high. You need to lower the percentage by paying off certain credit cards, etc. So those are the things that you want to look at to basically determine what your credit score is. Because say, for instance, if you're trying to get a platinum Capital One credit card, or whatever you prefer to get, to be able to get credit. Before you do that, you definitely want to call and you want to look to see what score system that they actually use. Many of the people who work, in like HR or the customer service representatives, they may not be able to tell you because they don't know. But you can actually speak to a supervisor, most likely they'll tell you, and then based on that, you can determine what your credit score is, so you can be able to apply for that credit card if that particular scoring system, your scores are higher, and that will basically help you to be able to apply and not be denied and then have a hard inquiry on your credit. Now, hard inquiries, you don't want to have too many. If you have under 5 hard inquiries, that's pretty safe, but usually when you go above 5 hard inquiries, what happens is that it starts to really impact your credit, especially when you get them over and over again. But to basically sum this up, there are different scoring systems. Do not necessarily be concerned or worried about that, because but what you want to do is you want to be able to get your scores as high as possible by using our credit healing program. But in terms of which one is correct, don't necessarily be concerned about which one's correct per se, because neither is correct, because they go by different scoring models. All right, family, so I'm happy to be able to answer that for you. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at credithealing@gmail.com, or you can call us at 225-733-6429. And if you're ready to get started, go to www.credithealing.org.